The man picked up a piece of roasted meat, blew on it, and stuffed it into his mouth. It was the first piece of cooked meat he had eaten in 6 days stranded on the island. But this little food was far from enough to fill his stomach, so he immediately set to work modifying his tools. First, he smashed a glass bottle into pieces, then polished the bottom on a stone until it was smooth and clear. Next, he softened a plastic bottle over fire, and then firmly attached the polished bottle bottom to the bottle's opening. Finally, he cut the body of the bottle, sealed the opening with rubber, and carefully wrapped the edges of the cut. A homemade diving mask quickly took shape. Jack, eager, dived into the water, holding the bottle in his hands and looking around. To his delight, he found the underwater view to be incredibly clear, with an effect that rivaled professional diving masks. Being able to see clearly underwater meant seeing hope for survival, and he couldn't help but laugh. After making the diving mask, he grabbed a spear and rushed into the sea, intending to catch a big fish to fill his stomach. But as he swam, he came across a sunken small boat. This unexpected discovery made him forget about fishing instantly, and he immediately dropped the spear and tried with all his strength to flip the small boat over. However, in the next moment, a huge hole in the bottom of the boat made his heart sink. It couldn't be directly repaired. But staring at the broken boat, Jack suddenly had a bold idea. He bent down, picked up the spear, threw it onto the boat, then carefully placed the diving mask inside the cabin, grabbed a rope, and started dragging the small boat toward the depths of the sea. The pressure at 8 meters deep was bone-chilling, and the weight of the boat made every step feel like walking on a knife's edge. Soon, Jack reached his limit and had no choice but to release the boat and surface for air, gasping heavily. Yet he never gave up. Taking a deep breath, he plunged down again, continuing to drag the boat toward the shore. After an unknown amount of time, he finally dragged the boat out of the water and pulled it onto the shore with his last ounce of strength. He then used collected materials to patch the hole, covered the gap with plastic sheets, and even made a retractable sail. The shabby small boat was miraculously repaired. As long as extreme weather didn't strike, it was enough to sail at sea. But before he could breathe a sigh of relief, a man and a woman secretly approached the boat while he was fishing, and together pushed it into the water. Even though Jack noticed in time, he was too far away. By the time he ran to the shore, the two had already boarded the boat and sailed into the boundless sea. Strangely, even as the hope of escape slipped away and he would be forever stranded on the island, Jack's face broke into a smile. He simply lay back on a chair, watching the boat drift away while leisurely sipping coconut juice. This unusual behavior made the man and woman on the boat feel uneasy. Sure enough, before long, the woman suddenly pointed at the bottom of the boat in panic, seeing seawater rushing in through the hole.